right. Well, let's get started then, Matt. Tell us a little bit about Hometown Board Shop.
So this shop was something that she's kind of thought about for several years now, something she's been wanting to do. We lived in Minnesota for a couple of years, and she was actually in talks of buying the shop she was working at with some friends that also worked at the shop. But then we moved back here. She worked for Grey Ghost a little bit, but she still always had this itch to kind of start her own shop and work for herself. And then she ended up back at Inside Edge here, where she worked before we moved to Minnesota. And then really started thinking about, getting snowboards back in the shop and wanting to kind of start up the whole snowboard community that we had growing up.
Hmm.
Growing up, as instructors and everything, we had awesome just community of snowboarders and free skiers, a lot of great mentors, a lot of people to learn from, and we had a shop to go to. Now there's not really a shop to go to. The closest shop for snowboarding, like it's a snowboard specific shop, like is at Killington,
Oh,
Darkside, right? Darkside Snowboards is the only other like snowboard specific shop, like actual board shop. I mean, you can get snowboards at various places, but there's no like board shop feel, and she kind of wants to bring that back.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so you kind of touched on it. So you guys are located inside the Inside Edge.
Yes.
In
Yeah. So they
so,
they allowed us to open up within their shop,
okay.
so that way she can still sell their product for them
Yeah,
while also kind of getting a foot in the door to start our snowboard business.
yeah. And the
So
idea, I would assume, at some point in time would be for you to outgrow the space and move into your own space, or
yeah, we've got a couple ideas of what we want to do with it, and I can
yeah.
let her explain more about that, what she has planned for that. But right now we're just running two registers in one shop.
Okay.
So any of the snowboard gear, the snowboard wax, the snowboard merch and the hometown merch is a hometown board shop, and then the alpine, the Nordic stuff like that is still inside Edge as it was before. The service side of things, tuning, all that is also on the inside Edge side still as well.
Okay. Okay.
And bikes, obviously, bikes are also inside Edge as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's when you were talking about that. I didn't realize. Now, I mean, I think of Inside Edge, and just for me, from as a bike shop,
Mm-hmm.
primarily. I know they sell a lot of different things there, but I just because I brought my bike there, I've had them tune it, that kind of stuff. And d- do they sell skis and snowboards? Inside Edge does.
No, so inside Edge has always done skis and alpine and Nordic.
Okay.
And there was a period of time when it was the place to go for snowboards. It was a legit snowboard shop when she was here years ago.
Yeah.
Um, and but the snowboarders that worked in the shop kind of all like moved on,
Yeah.
and so there really wasn't a snowboard base to work the snowboard side of things in the shop.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And also kind of cool too. When I first heard about you guys through, I believe it's through Amanda at the Chamber,
Mhm.
Adirondack Regional Chamber of Commerce. Those guys are amazing. So I was like checking out your website and then realizing that you guys are actually inside the Inside Edge. And
Yeah, it's weird to say.
yeah, 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 yeah. I thought what was really cool was it seems like the Inside Edge is kind of giving you a similar start to how they got started because they started, if what I read correctly, if I understood it correctly, is they originally started inside of another business at West Mountain,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and so they kind of got their start because of someone helping them, giving them a leg up, so to speak, and now they're kind
yeah,
of paying it forward to you guys. I thought that was a
yeah. That is,
really cool thing.
yeah.
Um, so So what are you guys? So I know you guys, I checked out your website a little bit, and what are the kinds of things that Hometown Board Shop is doing currently? So you're selling gear. Are you selling
Mhm.
snowboards as well, or the snowboard sales through Inside Edge?
Nope,
Or
snowboards are ours. So any snowboards that are going, they're going through our shop. So there are snowboards. We got Nitro and Public in. So we got an old school brand, new school brand together, which is pretty cool. That was kind of like a focus of ours. Um, Nitro's been around forever. They're a huge part of the snowboard community, family owned type of organization. And Public is new out of Minnesota. They're a pretty young brand, but Minnesota is really known for park riding, street riding, stuff like that. So you're gonna get some bomb-proof boards out of Minnesota because they have to be if you're riding in the street and park all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So us being, living in Minnesota for a couple of years and then coming back, we thought it was also really cool to kind of bring that with us.
Yeah. Well, help me understand, because to be fair, man, I'm completely ignorant of the park riding and street riding when it comes to snowboarding. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like to me, it's you go to a mountain, go to West Mountain, or you're going to Gore or going to
Mm-hmm.
Whiteface or whatever, and you're on a mountain, you're zooming downhill. What is like street riding and park riding when it comes to snowboarding?
Also, park riding is riding in the park at the mountain, so
Okay.
mountains with jumps and
Oh,
rails and
gotcha.
stuff like
Okay.
that, right? But street is actually it's a big thing in Minnesota, and you see some. We used to coach some people in Vermont that do like street videos and stuff, and that's like finding urban locations with snow and
Okay.
hitting the rails and stuff out, kind of like skateboarding.
Yeah.
Finding a spot to go film and get some cool pictures. Red Bull does a competition um, with that. They go and they actually do it. They did it in Duluth one year where we were living, but they do it a lot in Minnesota. But they also do it. I don't know where else they really do it, but I know they do it a few other places.
Yeah.
And it's called. I can't remember the name of the event now, but they I gotta look it up. Um, it's the Red Bull. I don't know why I'm blanking.
It's okay. I do it all the time, man.
Heavy metal. That's what it is. The
Okay.
Red Bull heavy metal event. And like Zeb Powell does it and stuff like that. Zeb Powell's a
Yeah.
big name. He's an awesome guy too. He's actually out of Southern Vermont. But Zeb Powell does the heavy metal events,
Okay.
and they literally set up film and find a spot out in a city or a park and have a competition. And so
That's
that would be yeah. So check it out. Red Bull heavy metal is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google that up and see how they do that, man. It's just because as soon as you said that, I didn't make the connection. Obviously, snowboard park at a mountain. When you said park, I thought you meant like like city parks, like people are going to city park. I'm like, are they like
Well, I mean,
going down the
yeah, that would be
sides?
like
Or...
the urban stuff, right? The street. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Um, I know we talked a little bit before we really got started about some of the technology changes you were talking about, some of the new step-ins, bindings, and things like that. And I was sharing like, I've been out of the snowboard game here for like 20 years. Since I was last on a mountain. And you were talking about old brands and new brands, and has the technology changed a lot? Like what's new or newer in the snowboarding technology sector?
So the step-ons are definitely a newer technology.
Hmm.
It was a way to try to improve the idea of the old step-ons, trying to make it more stable and more just more reliable.
Hmm.
So far, from everything I've heard about them, they've been doing really well. They've been becoming really popular, really quick, easy in and outs when you need to get in and out. So that's one of the big ones recently. You got different types of cambers that people are playing around with. So you got the traditional camber where your board does this underneath your feet. Some people
Hmm.
like to go flat decks now. You see hybrid cambers where sometimes it's traditional and then an early rise, or sometimes you see reverse camber between your feet and then traditional camber on your feet. And all these things play different roles in different scenarios on the mountain. So, like personally, I ride a flat deck when I'm in the park because I like
Hmm.
flat deck on rails and boxes.
Okay.
But when I'm riding the mountain, I ride a traditional camber with that snap, that power, that stability. So it depends on your style of riding, and that's one thing we take pride in is not just trying to sell you on a board, but to what do you like to do, and we're going to pair you up with your style more than what we just think is a good board to ride with. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so you got the different technologies there, different side cuts. You got snowboard companies playing around with like different power rods and different locations on the board to give different snap and power in different locations. Like and then I had a board that I loved recently that was not just a directional board, but it was a directional flex. So it was stiffer in the tail, softer in the nose. And then they're playing around with the side cuts, longer side cuts going farther up the nose, make the board feel like it rides fast, longer.
Hmm.
Um, and then there was a big popular one that they were playing around with called Magna Traction. LibTech knew we're doing that. where it kind of made a wavy edge, kind of like a serrated blade, was great for, you know, cutting into the ice a little bit more, the firm snow. So there's a lot of different things that a lot of companies are playing around with, and a lot of the ones that stuck are like the early rise cambers. These step-ons are really a hit lately,
Mm-hmm.
and just it comes down to your style and what you want to play, how you want to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, it's funny you mentioned that you guys like to really have a consultative approach to helping people understand what board to buy and what they should buy and why. And that's why Felicia is currently delayed joining us because she's
Yeah.
working with someone who's got some questions, right? Like,
Yeah, asking about the step-ons right now out there. So she'll be in here soon. But yeah, she's working with somebody, educating them, teaching them, and giving that individual service that she wants to do so with her brand. So,
yeah. Yeah, that's I think I was reading on the website where you guys really you're all about being able to have that conversation, kind of a throwback to your earlier days with the board shop kind of feel and being
yeah.
able to go in and whether you're buying something or not, at least really be able to talk to people about what's new and what's going on. Can you kind of expand on that a little bit?
Well, yeah. So one of the things we do eventually want to do are like tuning clinics. So teach people how to take care of their equipment a little bit better. So
Mm-hmm.
as we get further down the line, that's something we want to focus on. We also want to, starting this winter, what we're going to do is we have indie passes. So we go to different places all the time in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we're going to do is I think we're planning on Thursday nights so for the weekend, we'll meet Thursday nights. Anybody that wants to come in Thursday night and talk, we can talk shop, but we can also talk about where we're going this weekend and see, hey, we're going to Magic this weekend. Who wants to go? We're going to Gore this weekend. Who wants to go? And, kind of get a riding community back together just by starting with that. And that's going to be the beginning. And then we have more plans beyond that. We want to hold help hold local rail jams, for example,
Mm-hmm.
have local competitions again. We were coaches with USASA for a really long time. And USASA is a national organization for grassroots snowboard and free ski competitions. And so we have the Adirondack series here. You got the Southern Vermont series, Northern Vermont series. And it's been great. You got, a lot of kids can progress, they learn, they grow, they learn how about competition works. But the one piece that's been missing lately is that local competition where you don't need to be a part of any organization. Anybody can jump in the competition, and local shops give prizes out, you know. So we kind of want to bring that back. Years ago, when Felicia worked at the shop here, this shop put on what they called the hometown hero rail jam at West Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it for several years. So we want to kind of bring that back, bring back something like that hometown hero rail jam.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So these are some ideas that we're throwing around a little bit, and but it's all going to start with building that community, allowing just having people come hang out, talk about where we're going for the weekend, and go from there and see how it evolves.
It's interesting that you bring up community and trying to rebuild one. It seems to be a conversation that we've had a lot recently on the show with different sectors, like different industries, different walks of life, where people are all kind of looking to create communities, or in this case, like rebuild a community that you formerly had. And it's an interesting thing. Like you would think that in today's day and age that we're so connected with everyone all the time that it's not something it's already there, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Like, why, like, from your standpoint, like with the snowboard community, obviously there's tons of people around that snowboard, and why is it that there is not currently a real tightly knit community for people like that?
Well, for us, so like our generation, our group of snowboarders and free skiers, a lot of it's aging to the point where like you were saying earlier, having kids, right? You kind
Yeah.
of so a lot of the people that were a part of that tight knit community kind of they went off, had kids, and they have these other responsibilities they're worried about now. But I feel like we're at a point now where we can kind of bring that back together again. And also, we noticed that there is a little bit of a trend of with free skiing kind of really taking a big leap and
Mhm.
jumping and growing. A lot of the people that are ski families are putting their kids on skis and going into the free ski side instead of the snowboard side, because free skiers are now a big part of the park. But I feel like we're going to see that trend flip again with all the people that were snowboarding with us are now going to get their kids into snowboarding. So you can kind of, we kind of expect there to be in our mindset a kind of ebb and flow with that type of alternating kind of dynamic. And the interesting thing is the Adirondacks are really interesting because when we were out in Minnesota, the snowboard community was huge. Southern Vermont for a long time for USASA was the largest, most competitive snowboard series in USASA in the country. Now it's out in Colorado, but so that just shows how big snowboarding really is. But it kind of dwindled in the Adirondacks for some reason compared to other places. And so we think a lot of that has to do with there's not a spot for that community. Like we don't have a board shop for people to gather together and talk about their ventures and what they're going to do and kind of learn, mentor. So
interesting. Help me understand when you were talking about free skiing, and maybe just because I've been out of the being able to do anything fun for so long. You're talking about free skiing and snowboarders and like them. Like, help me out. What is free skiing? When you say that, what do you mean?
So free skiing is twin tip skis, center mounted. Free skiing is basically a lot of park focus.
Okay.
Rails on skis.
Yep. Got it.
The reason why, so I think the main reason why we kind of use free skiing versus freestyle, because a lot of times people think of freestyle skiing is freestyle moguls. So just to kind of differentiate like the freestyle moguls versus the park.
Got it. Okay.
So, typically so in competitions, you see the term free ski a lot.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And they're not using the same park that the snowboarders are using?
They are.
Oh, they are. Okay.
They are. Yeah. Yeah. They're in the same park, riding the same features.
Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. I was like, you were saying that, and I'm like nodding my head. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think I know what that actually means. But now that you describe it, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. So.
Yeah. So that's another thing too. That's a terminology, and we've actually tossed around that concept. Some people don't know what the term. They never necessarily heard the term free ski unless they were in the industry or in the competitions.
Yeah.
So, the tech is on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that Felicia coming in or?
No, that was her mom. Her mom works for her. So a lot of people come in and they ask for Felicia or mom.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, they don't ask for Terry, they ask for mom.
Yeah. So you guys are just kind of getting off the ground. How long you been open?
November 1st, we officially claimed to be open. Yeah, but we've had our online stuff up for a while, just like some merch.
Yeah.
But we decided Halloween weekend was a good weekend to kind of get the stuff up in the shop and everything. All the snowboards and all the binding and stuff started rolling in at that point. So we're like, okay, let's roll this now.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, I mean, perfect timing, right? Because you're going to be rolling into the busy season. As we talked about earlier, there's snow on the ground. So everybody's going to be thinking about skiing, snowboarding, and Christmas right around the corner too.
Yeah. Today's a perfect day to be having this conversation, I think, just because snow's flying and staying on the ground. We're going to have a few inches here and people are going to start going crazy for the winter and getting the itch.
Yep. So as soon as it hits the ground, it's like, all right, what am I doing with it?
Yep.
Hopefully having fun with it.
Yep.
I'm curious too, you'd kind of mentioned, or maybe I was drawing a conclusion from what you're saying, but do you think that there's more skiers in our geographic area than there are snowboarders?
Yeah, there is, and there always has been. I mean, skiing's been around forever. You know, so you got generations worth of people that are skiers. It's definitely a bigger group, but as a snowboard shop, we also take in the free ski community. They fit right in with us where we ride side by side. But also the snowboarders, we're not just in the park. We're out on the mountain in the trees and the bumps on the steeps. Personally, I love being in the trees and bumps on my board.
Yeah.
So just like skiing and the snowboard side, you can have people that prefer one style versus the other. It's not all snowboarders are in the park,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I always preferred being in the trees myself when
Yeah.
I could
Oh,
get.
hey, she made it.
Well, talk about buy local. Two customers just came in from, they work at Fountain Square.
Yeah.
And so I mean, the, so anyway, we got talking about community building and how they want to do gears and beers, but the ski version of it here
Yeah.
at Cradle Park. So they're, we got talking about that, and so buy local is, we're
Absolutely.
working
Yeah,
with
we love
everybody
it.
local,
We're all about the local community. I mean, everything's local, right? Like, or it should
right?
be. We think anyway. But
Like,
Friday boy. Come on.
and you got the shop dog running around.
yeah, well, I was gonna say we have
He's the
we
one,
have
the one in training.
yeah.
The one in training.
The one in training.
Yeah, he one in training figured out how to get himself back into the shop. So I got to keep him away from the power tools.
Nice. Yeah, probably a good plan. Probably a good plan.
Well, he'll sneak into the shop and he'll get into the back, and then he'll go to the wrong door to come back in and just sit there and wait.
Yeah, he's a very good boy, but
That's good. Well, at least he's
he's
patient.
missing.
So we were covering a whole bunch of stuff, Felicia, and but to kind of dip back to some of it, Matt kind of gave us a rundown a little bit behind of who you guys are and what you guys are doing, but figure I'd put it back on you again too to kind of give us an idea about, not just like what you guys do, but what's behind it all. I know you kind of got a good story as far as moving away and being pretty entrenched in the snowboarding community out west or westerly, I guess, more west than we
The
are.
Midwest.
Midwest.
Tell you what, I had some of the most fun ever snowboarding in Wisconsin, and that sounds really weird, but there are rope parks out there.
Yeah, the Midwest is rad.
The Midwest, like I would love to take a group of people out to the Midwest to go ride.
Yeah. Oh, like yeah, all these ski shops go to like Switzerland and whatnot, and like where do we go? Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, like I have been a racer. I have been a skier. I've been a tele skier. I've been a snowboarder. I've been an instructor. Like any way that you can slide on snow, I've pretty much done it. And to me, it's all just sliding on snow. We're all doing it. Even in Nordic, like the cross country skiers, like it's all sliding on snow. So like just having all of it under one roof, supporting all of it exactly the same way, like it's I don't know. There's no reason why any like one group or one category should be. I don't want to say treated any different, but the that the whole skier versus snowboarder, like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like no, that's all nonsense. We're all having beers together at the bar afterward. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's it broke my heart a little bit when I came back and started working here again, and I was like, yo, where's all the snowboards? Like, where'd they go? And it just happened to be because the folks who were selling the snowboards, like we all just grew up and moved away, and like, no fault of anybody's, but so they just didn't have it to sell. And then that became part of a bigger question of like, oh, well, Sports Page has snowboards. That's great. Oh, but Fall Line's closing and there's only one shop in Saratoga. Like, oh, there's room for a snowboard shop. Like, let's do this.
Yeah,
so that's
sounds like market opportunity.
That came about is like, that's the necessity is the mother of all invention, right? It's, so we saw a niche, because we were part of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, there needs to be a cool snowboard shop, like a cool, park shop. And then that's, I actually just said it to the customer I was working with. I was, late to the call was, it's, what was I gonna say? I lost it. Park shop. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's like everybody's got their niche, their race shop, park shop. Oh, now I can't think of the wording. Anyway, it'll come back to me. It was really, it was a good.
He snuck out.
He's an escape artist. But anyway, yeah, it's all sliding on snow. We're all doing it together. That's the big, the big takeaway for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't remember what I said. That was really good.
That's all right. If it comes back to you, just jump in.
Yeah.
So you've got merch, obviously snowboarding merch, you got some of your own and some other stuff as well that and then you're selling snowboards. But and I, one of the big things I think for us to talk about is for you to maybe expand a little bit on what Matt said about kind of the approach that you're taking with people that are coming in. I know the reason why you were late getting on is because you were taking time to answer questions and talk to someone about step-ons and how they're working,
Yep.
and all that fun stuff. So can you maybe just kind of dig into that a little bit as far as your approach and
Yeah. It's so funny. People get people all the time. They're like, oh yeah, you work in sales, or like, oh yeah, you're a really good salesperson. I'm like, no, I'm actually a really horrible salesperson in the sense that like I'm out to save the customer money. Like I want to make sure that you are not getting, I don't believe in overselling. So like I'm not going to just like sell you into the most like expensive thing just so that I can make more money. Like I don't believe in that. I think that's bad business. Well, it's good business for your wallet, but
short-term business?
It's like my accountant is probably like rolling right now. And so yeah, I want people to be in the right equipment for where they're currently at in their journey. So if you're a beginner, yes, you should be on a beginner board. But if you're relatively athletic and you're going to go 10, 15 times a year, you're going to be very quickly into an intermediate board. So like maybe, yeah, spend a little bit more, but like, am I going to sell you the $700 carving powder board?
I taught her at ACC.
Oh, the woman that's out there?
Yeah.
That's funny. See, we know everybody. But then, so yeah, I don't believe in upselling. I want to save people money. So of course, like the very first thing I do is I go right for the sales shelf, like when I go shopping. So that's absolutely what I'm going to do with my customers. Like, let me see if we can get anything from the sales shelf first. But then I like the term educator. I'm not a salesperson. I'm an educator. I'm here. I am going to answer your questions. I'm going to tell you about what's out there. And then you're going to make the decisions for yourself as to what your options are. And if that means buying your skis from me and your bindings from Sports Page and your jacket from Fountain Square, awesome. Just don't buy it from Amazon.
Right. Agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
But also that's where I was saying earlier too, like we're going to listen, we're going to ask you what your style is. Yeah. I'm not going to put you on a big mountain aggressive, very directional board if you want to go and hit jumps and rails all day. Right. So, and I'm not going to put you on a beginner board if you've been riding for 10 years. Mm-hmm. Or I'm not going to put you on a super stiff aggressive board that costs more just to make more money. Just when, if this is your second year snowboarding, I'm going to put you on
what's appropriate
for you. So that's where the communication, the discussion happens, educating, and we're also learning from you about what style we're looking for.
And then the other cool thing too is just like knowing that we ride the area. Like West is our home. Like we ride at Gore, Killington. Like we know what the snow is here. We know what boards and what equipment is actually appropriate for here. So I don't carry any skis that are like over 110, like, because that's just silly. Those are just flotation devices, and those are go rent that in Colorado. But so everything here is appropriate. So like, you can't go wrong with like what's in the store.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you want the Colorado ski, I'll try and special order it for you. But like, I'm not going to carry anything in the store that's not appropriate. But then trying to figure out where this customer fits on the line of equipment. That's where we come in.
Yeah.
Like trying to like pair the person with the board, and and I know this is dumb, but like, I don't know, what's your favorite color? Like, that's important. Like, I know people are like, color doesn't matter. No, color totally matters.
Makes you go faster.
Oh my God, I can't tell you how many people have gone with like either a softer boot or a harder boot than what I actually recommended, because they're like, but that one matches my skis. And I'm like, well, if it makes you feel better, then that's the right ansher.
Actually, one of my former athletes that I used to coach at ISEF, he came in, they were looking at bindings for him, and the bindings, he picked a pair of bindings. He's like, those ones go with my board.
Well, I was just gonna say, it's like we were in between two or three bindings, and we literally, the deciding factor was that one matched his board better than the other. If you match 20% better, that's just science.
You'll be a little uncomfortable if it looks just a little bit better, right?
But also on top of the supplying and understanding the snow in the area and being local, we've also been out west with athletes, and we've been in the Midwest. And so if you are going somewhere, we can talk about that too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And so you end up, well, depending on how long you're going and what the snow is, what time of year, I'm like, a lot of times I'm like, you end up saving on your baggage and just renting skis out there.
Oh, and then we've been involved. She's been involved with Alpine. I've coached snowboard cross and slope style, and she's coached ski cross, snowboard cross, and slope style. So we can have those discussions that we're talking about with anybody that's interested in coming in. We also love riding the big mountain, and we like playing in the park. So.
Well, that's like the park community was that's kind of where it all started too. Is like, West Mountain is very race heavy, and they have a phenomenal race program. Here with Reliable Racing, I don't want to say become like a race shop. That's not true. But, we have that whole arm of the company dedicated to racing. Same with Sports Page. They have a whole race arm. But there's no like park shop. Everyone's like, those, troublemaker kids in the park. It's like, no, bro, they're like actually elite athletes. Do you know how hard it is to like land on a rail and then flip off of a rail? Like, that's really hard.
Yeah.
And
I mean, let's be honest. Even just coming out of a pipe and getting a couple feet off the ground and coming back down into it is not an easy thing to do.
Pipes.
Bro, pipes are so scary. like props to anybody that rides.
Like
that is.
When you come out of a super pipe, you could be a foot out of the pipe and you're already 20 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
I want to bring back the trick ditch, like the little 4-foot pipes. Those were great. Let's bring those back. Oh,
well, isn't it still doing little trick ditch things with the Vermont Open? I'm pretty sure they brought back the trick ditch for that.
Yeah, the Vermont Open is one of the coolest events ever, by the way.
Yeah,
that is. Yeah, it's just old school, down and dirty, like East Coast snowboarding at its finest.
Yeah, that's cool. So Matt and I talked a little bit about, you guys are getting your start. I think it's amazing that Inside Edge is giving you guys the opportunity to kind of start your business inside their business. Which again, just to say it again, like I thought it was really cool because that was how Inside Edge got started. I was looking at their website, like that the original deal there started over at West Mountain inside their shop, and so they're kind of passing that forward. What are like kind of your plans for like the next year? Like, what are you hoping to accomplish as a business?
I mean, obviously, naturally growth. The just getting out there. Some of the big, even from like without like of course, yes, I want to make more money. I want to sell more stuff. But we want to start doing not big trips, but local trips. We want to like get people together, kind of like, I was just saying like, Fountain Square has their Gears and Beers rides. Common Roots has their Wednesday rides. Actually, I think that's the same ride, but I want to get more like stuff going with the Nordic side of things. We want to do, days where we travel and go to different mountains. So like Matt and I have the Indy Pass. So that's 2 days at West Mountain, 2 days at what's the other Bosque, J Peak. Like, so we'll do like little like mini trips.
And Indy Pass includes Chile now, so we can go to Chile in the summer.
Well, maybe that'll be our big trip, but but yeah, like doing like little micro adventures instead of like the one big trip to Switzerland. So that's I like that idea. I want to get more demos going. Like people don't do demos anymore. Like that was a cool thing. So I want to get demo days back together. I've got like 4 or 5 other little like, someday maybe ideas floating up, up in my head. So it's just a matter of, maintaining natural upward growth and not getting too big for my britches too fast.
Yeah.
Because I've already had like, there's 2 different people who have reached out to me already, and they're like, hey, we want you to do an expansion shop like here. And I'm like, can I just get one shop first?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Let me just get my feet
Worry
under
about
me.
expanding. So that's been pretty cool. And then, you know, not to be like doom and gloomy, but like, you know, I want to stay here. This building has so much history. I love it with Cole, especially with Cole's Woods being right here. It's like, I
Yeah.
know it's not board shop, but like, it's still, again, sliding on snow is sliding on snow.
Yeah.
But like, technically the building's for sale. Like, somebody might come in here and I might have to scoot out. But no matter what, Hometown Board Shop will be staying within Hometown USA.
Yeah.
I mean, technically we're in Queensbury right now, but you know, I can throw a rock
Yeah,
at the town line. It's
the
right
line
there.
is pretty close. Yeah.
So
I think we should have a Nordic cross.
dude, I was talking with Bryant about that up at the ski bowl. So that's funny that you mentioned that. If you haven't looked at Nordic Cross, by the way, that is actually a real event, and it's crazy and so cool.
Take the idea of ski cross and snowboard cross,
but you do it on,
put it on
Nordic skis.
So
yeah.
Yeah, so help me understand that a little bit more. So you're racing.
Yeah. Like multiple people at a time.
You're on a course.
And it's bracketed.
Okay.
So like only the first 2 across the line advance to the next round.
Interesting.
But then they have like obstacles, and the way they do it for cross country. So like for us with downhill, there's like jumps and rollers and firm turns.
The whole idea of the reason why I call it ski cross and border cross is it came from motocross.
Yeah.
Yep.
So motocross was doing it, and then snowboarders thought it was cool. We decided to do that on the mountain, and then now skiers jumped in on it, and now we have ski cross, snowboard cross.
And then
so that's where the came from.
Natural progression would be that Nordic skiers want to jump on the bandwagon, which is just awesome. And it's actually really cool because one of the features that they have is that their feet have to stay in the track, but the track alternates. So you're going like this with your feet through the feature. It's freaking cool.
Yeah. Are they sending those guys over tabletops and stuff?
I think they might actually have like a small jump that they have to go over. It's I'm telling you, look up Nordic Cross.
I've got it. Yeah.
I think they had it as like
ice cross.
They didn't have it as an Olympic event because they were introducing it at the lower like kids level, but I think it was at the last Junior Olympics, like as an exhibition event. So it was actually like an elite level group of people participating in it. Like I said, it was just very cool. Highly recommend.
Sounds cool. I'm gonna check it out.
It's worth the watch
in a little while. So I know we're getting short on time, but and you guys obviously are running a business, so want to let you get back to it. But you know, if
I told Mom to message us.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I was gonna say my mom's out there, so I was gonna say that's the other fun thing is we're not tech. It's like, you know, yes, I am the owner. Like Matt helps me. My mom also works at the shop, so we have that like that family feel.
Yeah.
Back, which is, you know, something we, you know, has always been here in this building, but has been kind of missing for the past couple of years. So bring that like family owned and operated ski shop feel back.
No, I get it. Listen, I grew up north in Plattsburgh, and there was Maui was the shop downtown, and you know,
I think my sister shops there.
Still. Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Everybody that worked there, you know what I mean? You'd go in, whether it was skate or snowboard or bike or whatever, you'd go in, and it was just a cool vibe all the time there. So I totally I love what you guys are doing. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. So as I say, and my mom's funny. She's like introduces herself. She's like, this is Felicia. She's the owner of Hometown Board Shop. She's like, and I'm Mom. Like, Mom, you have a name. It's Terry.
Yeah, but everybody asks.
She's like, no. Like, people actually like, you know, call and they're like, hey, can I talk to Mom? Like, oh my
God. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So if you were going to tell people about one thing about Hometown Board Shop, what would it be? It's always a tough question.
We are a community-focused snowboard and free ride shop In the heart of the foothills.
All right.
Yeah, foothills or Adirondack foothills. There you go. There's your one sentence.
That's the one thing. All right, I love it.
Yeah.
How about if
and then yeah, I was like, I always want to try and wrap Nordic in there, but it's so hard.
It's a home base for free ski and snowboard in the area now.
Yeah,
we have a home base now.
Yeah,
we didn't really have a home base. Now we do.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like everybody was kind of like splintered off and split into, your guys who would travel all the way out to Killington to Darkside, and then you had your sports page guys and Fall Line. Like there's still a lot of people that go down to Alpine Shop, which is fine, but then there's also Alpine. I always screw those up. There's Alpine Sports Shop and Alpine House. So it's like, but nobody had a hub. Like even one of the snowboard reps that I work with, I don't remember who it was. I was talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, I live in Albany." I was like, "Oh, dang. Okay, so what's your ski shop?" And he's like, "I go to Mass." Like,
I go to Mass. That's a drive.
Like, okay. I was like, "You're 45 minutes away from me." I was like, "I will be your new ski shop." He's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to come up." I was like, "All right."
Awesome.
So
awesome. So if people want to learn more about you, where can they find you? How do they get to you guys?
So we got our website, hometownboardshop.com. Definitely check that out. We got some cool merch on there. Find us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook, Instagram as well, Hometown Board Shop. And one thing that we kind of like to do and have some fun with is Sheldon is very popular here. People come in bummed when Sheldon, our dog, is not here. So I started making a post on the story every day that Sheldon's at work, just let people know he's working.
Yeah. Nice. So you're just like informed ahead of time and not just like really disappointed. Like like, it's always the little kids that come in. Is the dog working today? Like, did you check Facebook?
You got to know if you should bring treats or not,
Right? Oh, he has treats under the counter. Don't you worry.
Well, guys, listen, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day and jumping on with us and helping our listeners and viewers learn more about who you are and what you're doing. And, like I said, I love it. I think it's great. And wish you all the success. And any way we can help, let us know.
Yeah, I appreciate everything. We're having a lot of fun doing this and look forward to really ramping up the dream there.
Yeah. I say skiers and snowboarders come in and shop, and then my Nordy skiers pay attention. I think they might be changing the day, but yeah, gears and beers is changing, and they'll be here. I think they were saying maybe Monday or Tuesday. So we'll see. Stay tuned on that one. That'll be fun little partnership that we got going.
Check back in here in a little bit. So
awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Sounds great.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.